If you watched last week's video, you know my entrepreneurial journey hasn't always been pretty. And I'm so grateful for your comments and for the stories that you shared with me about your similar experiences. And ultimately, it led me to creating the 8-figure business that I have today with a very simple business model and a minimalistic approach. And believe me, it still takes a lot of hard work. It's just smarter work. So how did I do it? Well, I wanted to take you way behind the scenes today on my structure, on the team, and on how I scaled it. So before I get there, I'm actually on my way home from Whistler, and I wanted to show you where this actually really began. It all started when I was driving home from reporting at the Olympics in 2010. I stopped on the side of the highway and realized that the dream job that I always thought I wanted wasn't what I wanted to do. For the 2010 Winter Olympics, Canada has the home advantage. I became a reporter because I know that every single person has a story to tell and something to teach to make an impact on others. I wanted to figure out a way to help people share their story on a global stage and create their own success ripples in the world. But I had no idea how to do it. So I spent the next few years testing a bunch of different businesses and also diving headfirst into social media. And I started working with all of these different companies, helping them build their audiences and get more clients. I loved it. I realized how powerful social media was in reaching people, and over the span of 4 years, I had more clients than I had hours in the day. I didn't have time for all of the clients, so I thought about how I could still help my clients while saving myself time, and that was the beginning of everything. Light bulb moment. If I could film videos answering my clients' most frequently asked questions, then I wouldn't have to go to more meetings or answer more phone calls, and I could just focus on results. So I sat down and made a YouTube video with just a window and a webcam, and at the time I didn't have an audience of subscribers, mainly just friends and family, and I didn't know what the heck I was doing on YouTube, but I just went ahead and sent it to my clients. In this video, I'm going to show you a quick tutorial on how to use Periscope, as well as why and when to use it for your business. But then the views started to rack up, and I was getting emails from people all over the world asking me to help them with their social media strategy because they had found me on YouTube. So my plan to create less work actually failed, but in a good way. So I decided to just treat it as an experiment for the next year, upload a video a week, talking about social media and how to use it, and see what happened. Over the year, I had over 3 million views, and the requests to work with me just kept growing. So I decided to take my experience in growing my channel and using that to grow my business and package it into a system that other people could study for themselves. So I started testing it out on clients, and once I got a few results under my belt, I turned it into a course. And that course is now YouTube for Bosses, which has nearly 8,000 members all over the world. And our clients are getting results every day. So Pete wrote in and said that 1 year my channel has grown to 12,000 subscribers and he's clearing 10,000 pounds in revenue per month. Dan Meggs has hit 150,000 subscribers with only 28 videos on his channel. Dorica has hit 5,000 subscribers when she started with 6. But it was definitely not smooth sailing from there because I still had that little voice in my head saying, do more, do more, do more. It can't be this easy. You can't just have a course that's bringing in sales every single day. It's supposed to be hard. So I started an agency. I started doing one-on-one work. I was posting all day, every day on social media. I went back into that cycle of just working all the time, and that led me to burnout, which I talked about last week. That's when I made it my mission to do less, but impact more. I knew there was a better way to do business, and I knew that I was doing things backwards just to try and keep up with the hustle mentality. So I decided to subtract anything that wasn't entirely necessary to creating a true transformation for my clients. And that started with a very simple statement, which is something that we have all of our clients create as well before they ever sell anything. Because at the end of the day, people pay for transformation. They don't pay for information. So my transformation statement is I help experts go from unknown to the authority by creating an automated, profitable online course business so that they can elevate their income, impact, and audience on autopilot. And I made a list of all of the things that I could subtract that weren't actually supporting my clients or making a bigger impact on them. Things like trading time for money, limiting my impact to one client at a time when I could transform countless people at once if I created an easily duplicatable process, which I had already done with YouTube for Bosses. repeating myself to clients individually rather than impacting many at once, and doing the work for my clients when they could learn the process and implement it themselves. So I tested it out and made a bare bones version of the offer that included just the formula to get my clients that transformation that I was after. And that would allow me to achieve the 3 C's that are vital to any business: cash flow, client results to prove that it actually works, and confidence in actually selling the offer. So I sent out a few emails, generated tens of thousands of dollars in revenue, and the course wasn't even created yet. It was just the prototype model. So I launched it live and did it in a live setting while making tweaks along the way. And then once I was finished with that first delivery, I took the feedback from these real people and I actually tweaked it to create the package program that we have today, which is now the Authority Accelerator. And that same model that we use to launch that program is exactly what we teach our clients to create a highly profitable and highly scalable online business in the most efficient way. The structure looks like this. You have your curriculum, which answers 99% of the questions that people will have and gives them the information they need to actually create the transformation. Plus, it allows them to study wherever they are in the world without having to rely on speaking to you live. Then we have consulting calls twice a week, and that is really the only active time for me that I have to be working on a weekly basis, and that's about 4 hours per week. Nicole is our head of community. We're about to hop onto a consulting call with our AMA clients. Very excited. We do this every week so we can go super deep with them. Ready, Nicole? Ready. Okay, so you did 35K with your prototype, which is awesome. And now we're packaging your program into the evergreen version. And then we have daily support. The first thing I do every morning and throughout the day, I'm checking in with our clients in our private community to make sure that they have the support they need and they can ask any questions directly to me inside of that community. And the best part about that is that there's mentorship and a mastermind baked in. So anytime someone asks a question, generally somebody else in the group has that same question or maybe is feeling insecure or nervous about asking it. So it allows us to answer multiple people at one time because of the group setting. So I'm about to go live for a live training, and this is just one of the ways that we attract clients to our programs. We have on-demand and evergreen. That's how we separate our client attraction strategies, and it's actually what we teach our members as well to do, because that allows you to have this automated flow of leads working in the background for you, and then also on-demand client attraction allows you to attract people immediately. So that's things like posting profitable content on Instagram or Facebook or LinkedIn, or it's doing direct outreach, or it's email blasts, or it's lives. And then you have things like webinars or YouTube or video trainings that can be your evergreen that run, automated all the time for you, bringing in new leads. Working in my workout clothes and slippers most days, it blows my mind that we're able to reach our members all over the world. And our tiny but mighty team spans all across North America and is far as Russia. So our team structure is me as the CEO, and then we have Jaylene, who's our business manager in Idaho, Dee, who is our finance manager, and she's in BC, Lauren, our sales manager in California, and then our entire enrollment team in Canada as well as the United States. And then our content manager, Veronica, who's in Russia, Holly, who's in BC, and our graphic designer, and then Kayla, who's in Tennessee, and she's our head of customer support. And the operations of our business are very simple and repeatable. And that's what I've learned. As you continue to grow and scale, too much complexity kills your business. So ours runs on a very simple engine. It all starts with having great programs first and foremost, so we can get people to enroll in the program, create a transformation for them. Those people then become our greatest ambassadors to get even more people back into the program. And this allows us to continue to grow, but without having that solid product, the business dies, which is why we're so dedicated to having the best program on the market. And this creates what we call a legacy business. And this is something that I coined because I wanted to know how I could create a business model and help my clients create a business model that, this is morbid, but if they were to die tomorrow, their program could still create an impact in the world and help their clients without relying on them. The craziest thing for me is that when I wake up each morning to get to work, I can actually see the mountains along the highway where this dream all began. And I remind myself every day to test, fail, learn, grow, repeat, because it's what got me here. And we've now helped thousands of people share their story on a global stage that dream that I once had as a journalist has actually happened.
I doubled my enrollment and the cost of my program in less than 6 months.
From zero to selling out my first program.
Created a safe space for me to grow my business.
Not being able to afford an avocado to making $130,000.
From 0 to 6 figures.
I scaled my business from $80,000 to $360,000.
Consistent 10K months in revenue.
To a scalable, fully online business. I created a 6-figure business.
$20,000.
I've gained the confidence to impact
$2,500.
Over $100,000.
Over $100,000.
To having income coming in.
$50,000
of my $40,000 a month to $100,000 a month in less than 12 months.
That's how I did it. That's how I grew this business, and it's not been a pretty journey, as I mentioned. Make sure you watch part 1 and part 2 of this series next, and you can click the link below to figure out how I can help you grow your business. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked it, hit that like button. Be sure to subscribe for more videos every single week, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.